Who has the right to stake a claim? Without clear rules, space could become another Wild West, rife with disputes and conflict. Imagine nations. The need for a more robust and comprehensive system of space governance becomes critical. The cornerstone of the moon and its resources the common heritage of mankind, and called for an international regime to govern their use. However, this agreement has been largely colonizing Mars and beyond, the challenges of space governance become even more apparent. How will we establish settlements on other planets? Who will make the rules? police force patrolling the galaxy. Monitoring compliance with treaties and resolving disputes relies heavily on international cooperation and promote the peaceful use of outer space. Only through such a framework can we hope to address the complex issues that arise as we venture further into the cosmos. Scientists, engineers, and explorers, and about fostering a sense of wonder and curiosity in people of all ages. It's about building a future decisions we make about space exploration and governance will have far-reaching implications for future generations. By embracing a spirit of cooperation and collaboration, we can ensure that our journey to the pursuit of knowledge and discovery unites us as a global community. Remember the good old days? The days when life seemed simpler and the world felt a bit more predictable? We had our routines, our traditions, and a sense of who was in charge. Back when we knew who was in charge, it was a time when the lines of power were clear. Governments made the laws, and corporations sold us the products we needed. There was a certain order to things. Yeah, me neither, but it used to seem simpler. Governments made laws, corporations sold us stuff. We lived our lives within these structures, understanding our roles and the roles of those who governed and served us. We grumbled about both, but at least we knew where to direct our complaints. If something went wrong, we knew who to blame. We could write letters, make phone calls, or even take to the streets and protest. But now, things are getting weird. The lines of power are blurring and the traditional structures are being upended. We find ourselves in a world where technology is advancing at a breakneck pace and the old rules no longer seem to apply. Our world is awash in data. Every action we take online leaves a digital footprint. Our likes, our shares, our purchases, all of it is being tracked and analyzed. Every click, every like, every purchase is tracked and analyzed. This data is collected, stored, and used in ways we can hardly imagine. It's a treasure trove of information that holds immense power. And this data is power. It's a new kind of power that doesn't rely on traditional means. It's not about physical strength or political influence. It's about information and the ability to manipulate it. It influences elections, shapes public opinion, and dictates what you see on your newsfeed. The algorithms decide what content gets promoted and what gets buried. They have the power to sway minds and change the course of history. So, who's pulling the strings now? Is it the tech giants who control the platforms? The data scientists who design the algorithms? Or is it something even more elusive? Is it still the politicians and CEOs? The traditional power players who have always held sway? Or have they been overshadowed by a new breed of influencers and decision makers? Or have they been usurped by something far less tangible, something algorithmic? These algorithms, created by humans but operating beyond our full understanding, are shaping our world in ways we are only beginning to grasp. This, my friends, is the question of our time. In this new era, we must ask ourselves who really holds the reins of power. Is it the creators of the technology or the technology itself? Because in the digital age, power isn't just about armies and economies, it's about information. Information that can be used to control, to influence, and to dominate. It's about who controls the narrative, the stories we tell ourselves and each other, the information we consume, and the beliefs we hold. And increasingly, that control is slipping away from the traditional power players and into the hands of something altogether more complex and frankly more terrifying. The algorithms, the data, the unseen forces that shape our digital lives. This is the new frontier of power, and it's one we must navigate with care and awareness. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The world is still very much under the influence of governments and corporations. Governments and corporations haven't exactly vanished into the digital ether. They remain as pillars of our society, wielding significant influence over our daily lives. They still hold immense power. They make the laws, control the military, and influence the global economy. From the bustling floors of stock exchanges to the solemn halls of parliaments, their presence is undeniable. Governments, for all their flaws, are still the ones issuing passports, collecting taxes, and, theoretically, keeping us safe from rampaging warthogs. They are the backbone of societal order, ensuring that the wheels of civilization keep turning. They have the power to regulate industries, including the tech giants, albeit with varying degrees of success. Their decisions can make or break entire sectors, influencing everything from the price of your morning coffee to the latest tech gadget in your hand. Corporations, meanwhile, still hold the keys to much of the global economy. They employ millions, drive innovation, and shape consumer culture. From the products we buy to the services we use, their impact is omnipresent. But let's be real, even these traditional power structures are changing. The digital age is forcing them to evolve, adapt, and rethink their strategies. They're grappling with the same digital disruption as the rest of us. The rapid pace of technological advancement is a double-edged sword, offering both opportunities and challenges. Governments struggle to keep up with the speed of online information, often resorting to clumsy attempts at censorship or surveillance. The internet has democratized information, making it harder for them to control narratives and maintain their grip on power. Corporations, once masters of their own messaging, now find themselves at the mercy of viral trends and online outrage. A single tweet or viral video can send shockwaves through their carefully crafted public images. The old guard is still standing, but the ground beneath their feet is shifting. They must navigate this new terrain with caution and foresight, or risk being left behind. They can either adapt to this new digital landscape or risk becoming irrelevant relics of a bygone era. The choice is stark and the stakes are high. And spoiler alert, they're not exactly known for their adaptability. The inertia of established institutions often makes change a slow and painful process. Yet amidst this struggle, there are glimmers of hope. Some governments and corporations are embracing digital transformation, investing in new technologies, and fostering innovation. They are partnering with tech startups, attending innovation summits, and rethinking their approaches to governance and business. These forward-thinking entities are setting the stage for a new era of collaboration and progress. The pandemic has accelerated this shift, pushing both governments and corporations to adopt digital solutions at an unprecedented pace. Remote work, online education, and digital services have become the new norm. Citizens are now interacting with their governments through digital platforms, while employees collaborate through virtual meetings. The lines between the physical and digital worlds are blurring. However, this digital transformation is not without its challenges. Issues of cybersecurity, data privacy, and ethical AI are at the forefront of this new digital age. Governments and corporations must navigate these complex issues with care and responsibility. Moreover, the rise of digital activism and social movements has added another layer of complexity. People are using digital tools to organize, protest, and demand change, challenging the status quo in ways never seen before. In response, some leaders are stepping up, recognizing the need for a more inclusive and transparent approach. Collaborative efforts between governments, corporations, and civil society are emerging as a way to address these digital challenges. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the digital age is here to stay. Governments and corporations must evolve, adapt, and embrace this new reality if they are to remain relevant and effective in the years to come. So while the old guard may still be pulling the strings, the digital revolution is reshaping the world in profound ways. The journey ahead is filled with both challenges and opportunities, and it will be fascinating to see how these power structures navigate the road ahead. Speaking of adaptation, let's talk about the elephants in the server room, the tech giants. These behemoths of the digital age have not only adapted to the changing landscape, but have also shaped it in ways we could never have imagined. You know the ones, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Amazons of the world. These companies have become household names, synonymous with the internet itself. Their logos are as recognizable as any global brand, and their influence extends far beyond their core services. These companies have risen to prominence by becoming the gatekeepers of the digital age. They control the flow of information, the platforms where we connect, communicate, and consume content. Their campuses are sprawling, their workforce is vast, and their reach seemingly limitless. They control the platforms where we connect, communicate, and consume information. From social media networks to search engines, from e-commerce platforms to cloud services, these tech giants have embedded themselves into every aspect of our digital lives. Think about it: your newsfeed, curated by algorithms you don't understand. Every like, share, and comment is analyzed to serve you more of what keeps you engaged. It's a digital echo chamber designed to keep you scrolling, clicking, and consuming. Your online shopping habits tracked and analyzed to predict your next purchase. Every click, every search, every purchase is a data point, feeding into complex algorithms that know what you want before you do. It's convenience at a cost, the cost of your privacy, your personal data, a valuable commodity traded and sold in the vast digital marketplace. It's not just about targeted ads, it's about creating detailed profiles that can be used for anything from marketing to surveillance. In the wrong hands, this data can be weaponized. This is the reality of the information age, and these tech giants are holding the keys to the kingdom. They have the power to unlock vast amounts of data, to control access to information, and to shape the digital landscape in ways that benefit them. Now, I'm not saying these companies are inherently evil. They have brought about incredible innovations, connected the world in unprecedented ways, and created countless opportunities. But with great power comes great responsibility. Okay, maybe some of them are. There have been scandals, data breaches, and ethical lapses that have raised serious questions about their practices. The dark side of Silicon Valley is a reality we cannot ignore, but that's a topic for another show. Today, we're focusing on their influence and the power they wield. It's a power that extends into every corner of our lives, often in ways we don't even realize. The point is, their influence is undeniable. From the devices we use to the platforms we engage with, from the information we consume to the way we interact with the world, these tech giants are at the center of it all. They have become the architects of our digital reality. They have become de facto arbiters of truth, shaping public discourse and impacting everything from elections to social movements. Their algorithms decide what news we see, what posts go viral, and what voices get amplified. In many ways, they are the new gatekeepers of democracy, and they've done it all while operating with minimal regulation and a healthy dose of move fast and break things ethos. This mantra has driven innovation, but also led to unintended consequences. The rapid pace of change has outstripped our ability to fully understand or control it. The question is, can we trust them with this power? Can we rely on their algorithms to be fair and impartial? Can we ensure that their influence is used for good and not for harm? These are questions that we, as a society, need to grapple with. Can we rely on their algorithms to be fair and impartial? Algorithms are created by humans and they can carry biases, intentional or not. The transparency and accountability of these systems are crucial if we are to trust them with such significant power. Or are we sleepwalking into a future where a handful of Silicon Valley billionaires dictate the terms of our digital lives? The stakes are high and the future is uncertain. But one thing is clear, the tech giants are here to stay, and their influence will only continue to grow. It's up to us to ensure that this power is wielded responsibly and for the greater good. Resources are shared equitably among all of humanity. The year is 2025. Humanity stands on the precipice of a new era, one marked by the audacious goal of establishing a permanent settlement on Mars. The dream of reaching for the stars, once confined to the realm of science fiction, is rapidly becoming a tangible reality. Yet as we prepare to build a new home amongst the stars, a fundamental question arises: how will we govern ourselves on a planet millions of miles away from Earth? The challenges of establishing a Martian colony are immense and multifaceted. We must grapple with the complexities of terraforming a hostile environment, ensuring the survival of a fragile human outpost in the face of cosmic radiation and meteoroid threats, and developing sustainable systems for resource management and energy production. But beyond these practical considerations lies a more profound question. What form should governance take in this unprecedented context? The Martian colony will not be simply an extension of Earth, but rather a new chapter in human history, a laboratory for social and political experimentation. The decisions we make today about how to govern this nascent society will have profound and lasting consequences for generations to come. Will we replicate the familiar structures of earthly governments, or will we seize this opportunity to forge new models of governance better suited to the unique challenges and opportunities of space? As we embark on this journey into the unknown, we must proceed with both caution and a spirit of bold innovation. The future of humanity on Mars hinges not only on our technological prowess, but also on our ability to create a just and equitable society that reflects our highest aspirations as a species. The vast emptiness of space presents a unique challenge to the traditional notion of law as we know it on Earth. The legal frameworks that govern our societies are deeply rooted in the context of our planet, its history, and its people. But as we venture beyond Earth's atmosphere, we enter a realm where many of these assumptions no longer hold true. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty, often hailed as the Magna Carta of space, provides a foundational framework for international space law. It establishes principles such as the freedom of exploration and use of outer space by all nations, the prohibition of national appropriation of celestial bodies, and the peaceful use of space. However, this treaty, drafted during the Cold War, primarily focuses on preventing conflict between nations rather than addressing the complexities of governing a permanent self-sustaining human settlement on another planet. On Mars, the very concept of territorial sovereignty is thrown into question. Can a nation claim ownership of a portion of another planet? If so, on what basis? And what rights and responsibilities would such ownership entail? The answers to these questions are far from clear-cut and will require careful consideration and international dialogue. Moreover, the harsh realities of life on Mars may necessitate a reassessment of fundamental legal principles. For example, the right to life, a cornerstone of human rights law, takes on new meaning in an environment where survival itself is a constant struggle. Similarly, laws governing resource allocation, environmental protection, and even criminal justice may need to be reevaluated in light of the unique challenges posed by the Martian environment. The establishment of a Martian colony presents us with an unprecedented opportunity to rethink the very foundations of law and governance. It is a chance to craft a new legal order, one that is tailored to the realities of space exploration, and reflects our evolving understanding of human rights and responsibilities in this new frontier. As we contemplate the governance of a Martian colony, several potential models emerge, each with its own strengths, weaknesses, and implications for the future of this extraterrestrial society. One possibility is a direct democracy, where every citizen has an equal say in the decision-making process. This system, often lauded for its emphasis on individual participation and accountability, could foster a strong sense of community and shared purpose among Martian colonists. However, the logistical challenges of direct democracy, particularly in the early stages of colonization when the population is likely to be small and geographically dispersed, should not be underestimated. Another option is a technocracy, a system where experts in various fields such as engineering, life support, and resource management hold the reins of power. Given the highly specialized knowledge and skills required to maintain a habitable environment on Mars, a technocracy might seem like a pragmatic choice. However, this model raises concerns about the potential for elitism and the concentration of power in the hands of a select few. A third possibility is a representative democracy, similar to the systems found in many countries on Earth. This model, which balances citizen participation with the efficiency of elected representatives, could provide a sense of continuity and familiarity for colonists accustomed to Earth-based governance. However, it is crucial to consider how traditional democratic institutions might need to be adapted to function effectively in the Martian context. Each of these models offers a different vision for the future of Martian governance. The optimal choice will likely depend on a multitude of factors, including the size and composition of the colony, the technological capabilities available, and the evolving values and aspirations of the Martian people. Section 4. The Corporate Frontier. The role of corporations in space exploration cannot be overstated. Private companies are already playing a pivotal role in developing the technologies and infrastructure necessary to reach and inhabit Mars. As such, it is highly likely that corporations will wield significant influence, if not outright control, over the early stages of Martian colonization. This corporate involvement in space exploration raises important questions about the balance of power between private interests and the public good. Will Martian colonies become corporate fiefdoms where profit motives take precedence over the welfare of the inhabitants? Or can we find a way to harness the innovative spirit and resources of the private sector while ensuring that the Martian colony serves the interests of all humanity? One potential model is a public-private partnership, where governments and corporations collaborate to achieve shared goals. This approach could leverage the strengths of both sectors, combining the resources and efficiency of the private sector with the oversight and accountability of government. However, striking the right balance between public and private interests will be crucial to prevent corporate interests from dominating the Martian colony. Another possibility is the emergence of a new form of corporate governance, one that is more responsive to the needs of its employees and the communities in which it operates. Faced with the unique challenges of space colonization, corporations may find it necessary to adopt more equitable and sustainable practices to ensure the long-term viability of their Martian operations. The involvement of corporations in space colonization presents both opportunities and risks. It is imperative that we carefully consider the ethical implications of corporate power and strive to create a system of governance that prioritizes the well-being of all Martian inhabitants, regardless of their corporate affiliation. Section 5. Challenges of distance and resources. The immense distance between Earth and Mars poses significant logistical and communication challenges that will profoundly impact the governance of a Martian colony. The time delay for communication between the two planets, ranging from several minutes to as long as 22 minutes, depending on their relative positions, will make real-time decision-making and communication with Earth-based authorities impractical. This communication lag necessitates a high degree of autonomy for the Martian colony. Decisions that might be routinely referred to Earth-based authorities will need to be made on the spot by those on the ground. This will require a robust system of local governance with the authority and capacity to handle a wide range of issues independently. Resource management is another critical challenge that will shape the governance of Mars. The scarcity of water, breathable air, and other vital resources will necessitate careful planning and allocation to ensure the survival and well-being of the colony. This could lead to the development of innovative approaches to resource management, such as closed-loop life support systems and advanced recycling technologies. Furthermore, the equitable distribution of resources will be essential to prevent social unrest and ensure the long-term stability of the Martian colony. This will require a system of governance that is fair, transparent, and accountable to all members of the community. The challenges of distance and resource scarcity will test the ingenuity and resilience of the Martian colonists. However, these challenges also present an opportunity to develop new models of governance that are more adaptable, self-sufficient, and responsive to the needs of a spacefaring society.